Hey, what's up? Just flying my drone. Getting some sweet shots. So before you go and fly and try to get some sweet shots, do you plan out anything to make sure your shots look as good as they possibly can be? Find out what you should be doing before you go out and shoot your amazing drone shots. What's up, guys? And today we are going over some drone stuff. I love drones. I haven't flown them as much as I've been wanting to in the past, and this week I've started to pull off this thing out of the bag and wipe off the dust and get some sweet shots, and figured I'd do some little drone thoughts for the day. You want to get some better drone shots for your client work or for your YouTube channel or just for fun before you go out to so-and-so destination and plan to get the most epic drone shots possible. So what are some tips that I have for you? Well, there's a few tips that I have learned for some of the stuff I've done for people. Not paid because, I can't do that legally yet. I am studying for that Part 107. That test is so hard. Man, the content, I might as well just go fly an airplane after I get done with this test. Or maybe I'll be like Chris and Becky and fly a helicopter. That would be gangster. So we're going to be going over some tips to get the best drone footage you possibly can get out of your drone. The first tip, and the most crucial tip I have to say, is to plan out your shot. There's nothing kind of more scary, I guess, when you're going to a spot with a drone and you've never seen the spot, you've never been to the spot before, and you're just like, I wonder what kind of shots I'm going to get with this thing. Am I going to run into a tree? Am I going to run into a wall or a house? Do I have enough room to fly this thing? Because, let's be honest, I've crashed a few times into trees. They haven't been my best friend. Don't believe me? Right here. Yeah. Let's call it war wounds, okay? The worst thing to do is just go into a place and not know anything about it and just try to wing it. Sure, you could get some good shots, and I've done my fair share of winging it before. But nothing is more stressful when you don't know exactly how to shoot. You're trying to time out all these shots on a number of batteries. Hopefully you have more than just one, because you're going to need it when you're doing stuff. You're trying to time out all your shots between, I got 3 batteries, I got 3 times in the air to get all these shots that I want to get done for so-and-so project or just for fun or whatever. For fun, you're probably not too worried about it. If you're doing stuff for a client and you have your Part 107 license, which you should if you're doing something for a client, it could be very stressful. What's the best tip? I'm kind of planning your shot. How are you supposed to plan your shot? Well, there's a few ways you can plan your shot. Is to go on location before you actually shoot and check it out, or get there early and kind of look around and see what you have to work with. What you could do in this technology age is use something called the World Wide Web and Google Maps. Yeah, Google Maps is pretty awesome. And I first, I wish I could say I thought about this and I was just so smart. But my wife did, yeah. And she works for a real estate office, and she wanted me to go take some pictures of a property for her, not paid. I was just testing it out, really. She actually sent me pictures of Google Maps and said, I want this shot, and she sent me a bunch of different angles that she got from Google Maps, and I was like, wow, what a cool tool to plan out a shot of something that you're gonna be taking. Most of your stuff and your locations probably have a Google Maps 3D modeled satellite you could look at. Sometimes you look at the shot and you're like, man, I wonder if they could have just used that Google Maps shot for the shot instead of having somebody come out and do a big drone thing. It does look a lot better on the drone, but some of those Google Maps shots look pretty sweet too. It gives you a really good idea of what you can accomplish out of a 3D Maps model, and it really takes a lot of stress. So what I would do is get on Google Maps, type it out, plan out a few of your shots, just fly that crazy 3D technology through all the different possible scenarios, and say, ooh, I don't know, and either take a picture of the Google Maps shot or just kind of make a mental note of it. Even just making a mental note helps drastically, but taking a picture of it would be a good idea too. And then you can just go through and say, get all the different, either if you're just going for pictures, just, you know, take a picture shot, or even if you're doing video, you can do a live drag of, you know, flying through and saying, ooh, this is exactly what shot I want for this particular angle, and do like a little test run of what it might look like in Google Maps. It's pretty nifty. So it's a really cool tool, and if you're doing stuff for client work and you have your Part 107, you could even just say, hey, do you mind just sending me a few shots that you definitely want to see for this real estate property, or whatever whatever client work you're doing. Maybe have them send you a few test shots of them taking screenshots from Google Maps, saying, can you just give me a few shots that you really, really just must have. And it's actually a really cool tool, and it's a good visual for people who can't describe to you what the kind of shot they want. They might be like, oh, I really want this building in the background, the city, this house, and everything from this angle, and you're like, all right, you don't even know if it's possible, and they probably don't even know if it's possible. So when you come back to them and say, well, that's too high, I can't fly over 400 feet, or so I can't really get that high of a shot, or maybe you could use maps to give you a better idea, and your client a better idea of what you can actually achieve for them. So it's very cool tool if you're not using Google Maps to plan out your shots for your drone. I can't tell you enough, it's pretty amazing, and it's made my life a lot easier. And especially for, if my wife wants anything, I can just say, hey, what, can you just show me a few shots of what you kind of want? And I go for it. So that's awesome. But you better have your Part 107 when you're doing this stuff, because they'll come after you, man. They'll come after you. Number 2 of getting the best drone shots is getting an ND filter. Holy cow! Like, this ND filter is not even that expensive. It was, I guess, got a newer ND16 for this thing, and it is amazing because a lot of the times when I'm going to shoot drone shots, it's like daylight, sun shining down, the hot Florida heat, and it's just beaming down all over the place, and kind of screws up your shot. So I got an ND16, and I can pretty much, that allows me to keep my shutter speed at the right set and not overexpose my shot. It's a pretty awesome tool, so you really should be getting an ND filter, because especially if you're doing video, you want to follow that shutter speed rule for shizzle. So those are just the 2 biggest tips I have for you for getting the best drone footage. I mean, the Google Maps thing will take you to the next level of planning, or if you really have to, just go out there and scope out the location. But Google Maps actually gives you even a better idea than just scoping out the location. So why leave the house? Anyway, I'm trying to put out more content these days. I'm trying to give you guys a nice variety, some drone stuff. Been an interesting summer so far. I hope everything's going well with you all. Get out there and create. If you want a drone, these things are just super fun, and it gives you different angles to really make your creative mind flow. So if you have the money and you really want to get a drone, go for it. And I might do a video on what drone to get, but I'm just shooting on the Mavic Pro, and this thing is old. There's a Mavic Pro 2, and I think this thing is still a perfectly great drone in 2019, and you can get one for used for like $550. Food for thought. I hope you enjoyed today's video. Do all the fun YouTube-y things, like, subscribe, please, I'd love to, we're almost to 100 subs. I don't even know, we might be there by the time this video comes out, but probably not, because I'm not that cool. But we're almost there, and I'll be doing a giveaway, so like and subscribe, and I will see you in the future.